It is Valentine's Day today, but unfortunately, I don't think a lot of you are going to love the forecast. For today, it's not terrible, 52, 53 degrees out there. It will be on the chillier side. We do have cloudy skies in the forecast for today, so it will be a chilly 52 or 53 degrees out there. Could be a little warmer if we get some more sun. Overnight tonight, we don't cool down much. What we're going to see is we're going to have south winds that will help to bring in some warmer temperatures. Overnight tonight, that will be warming us up, but it's not going to last. So 49 degrees for your low tonight. Medium high for your allergens today. Unfortunately, that south wind is helping to bring in some of those, some of that mountain cedar and some of those other things that are going on. So just hunker down and hang on to those remedies while you can. Now for the big picture today, you see a lot of snow, especially in those higher elevations across the homeland and across the western United States there. And we are brewing our next system here, and it's not going to be very cold, at least not on the front end of it. We have Gulf moisture. There's a warm front setting up here in the Gulf that's going to continue to make its way northward as this system approaches us, and you can see that that will make its way eastward, but at the same time we'll be watching cooler air, Arctic air, starting to make its way southward, and so that takes us into the beginning of next week. The thing is, we have an even bigger push of very, very cold air for really the middle of next week, and that's related to the polar vortex. Now, that's a term that gets thrown around a lot around here. So first of all, I have to talk about the chance of some severe weather. Now, you can see that it kind of just bumps up against our area, maybe part of Navarro counties in that marginal risk area. But what I'll tell you is really this is going to be focused to our east. You can see there's a higher risk, a slight risk, as you get to Tyler, Palestine, on eastward into Louisiana, Arkansas, and the rest of the deep south. That's where they're going to be looking at a possible tornado event down in Mississippi, Alabama, that area. So they will have to be concerned with that. But for our Saturday, a few showers and thunderstorms possible as that front moves through, but I'm really not expecting much. I'll keep an eye on it, but I don't think we have to be too concerned about that. Now, I talked about the polar vortex. Let's talk about what that means. People love to talk about there's a polar vortex coming through. The thing is, the polar vortex doesn't come to Texas. Now, it can affect our weather, but it doesn't come through here. So I've seen a lot of publications and a lot of Facebook pages that just throw this word around and don't actually know how it works. So here's a normal day. Here's the normal conditions of the polar vortex. You have a strong polar jet stream north of us, well north of us, that keeps that very cold polar Arctic air contained. And this vortex up north is kind of what holds that in. That's where all of this is centered. What you have to do is actually get distortions in that polar vortex, and that's what we're going to see. So when you see this, that allows the jet stream to dip downward, and you have warm air that kind of causes these ridges in certain areas as well. And we will see that happening ahead of it. But there will be enough of a distortion and enough of a push southward to where we will have very, very cold air for our area next week. And yes, that could include some ice, maybe some snow as well. So here's the forecast. Let's put all of this together here today. Again, fairly cool, but we will have south winds. And so we will have temperatures not getting too much colder overnight. Tomorrow, it's one of these days where the timing of the front really affects our temperatures here. I think we get into the low 70s before that front comes howling in, and I think we will see a few showers, perhaps a thunderstorm, especially east of 45. Okay, so really for most of our area, I think most of us probably stay dry, but I can't rule out a shower, maybe a thunderstorm. The severe weather goes east of us. So tomorrow night, we're down to around 30, some 20s in our area. And then Sunday, we stay cool. We won't get out of the 40s with a breezy north wind, mostly cloudy. Monday, we, again, start bringing in those southerly winds, start trying to warm up. We'll be in the low 50s. Overnight, again, it's kind of a replay here. We don't warm up much. And then, bam, that's where we get this big push of cold air. Moving in on Tuesday, again, I have to repeat myself, just like Saturday, the timing of the front will affect our temperatures, but I don't expect us to get out of the 40s that day, at least the way things are setting up right now. We get into the 20s, we could see some showers in our area Tuesday, and the amount of rain we get during the day Tuesday will determine how much ice we might have to worry about overnight into Wednesday morning. I think if we're going to have travel impacts, it's probably going to be in that period because we'll be getting into the low 20s, some upper teens there. Wednesday doesn't look like we get above freezing. Could see a few flurries there. I think most of the moisture moves out during the day Wednesday, but we could still see a few light snow showers, some flurries here and there. And then our coldest temperatures in the teens. Wednesday night, Thursday morning, we could have wind chill factors below 0 during this time. So very, very dangerous cold air. And then Thursday does look like we get above freezing. May not be by much, but we should be above freezing, and at least mostly sunny that day. So that will help to warm those surfaces at the very least, and definitely warm those roads and clear out some of the ice that may be hanging around there. So this period still in flux. We're still several days away. So we still have to watch the timing on some things, how much moisture we have here, how much moisture we can expect to be on the roads when we drop well below freezing on Tuesday night into Wednesday morning. So stay tuned. We'll continue to work on the specifics for you. But for now, looking at this cold front Saturday, not as heavy-handed as the front for next week, but we'll still get below freezing for a couple of nights. A shower or storm possible Saturday. Most of that stays east of us. And then, yes, next week, things get very, very different as a very strong Arctic front moves into north central Texas. Stay tuned. More updates are to come throughout the weekend and into next week.